Hi everyone. Ecosystems worldwide are being transformed dramatically for human sustenance, with croplands and pastures covering nearly 40% of land area. Habitat loss and fragmentation due to land use change has amplified the pace of species extinction. Ambitious targets for protection of habitats are being set, and this new decade has been declared as the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration. In production landscapes, sustaining biodiversity, agricultural productivity, and rural livelihoods is complex but possible. Land use systems such as agroforestry have shown success in providing ecosystem services and diversifying agricultural incomes. Spatial prioritization tools, which inform optimum decision making, typically rely on ecological data and associated costs. However, integrating social data can allow for selection of sites which are not only ecologically suitable and economically viable, but also socially acceptable. Carnivores play an important role in ecosystem processes, generate funding, and intersect with human cultures. They are also extremely vulnerable to habitat loss and fragmentation. 23% of global carnivore species are found in India, making it one of the most important range countries. Although about 20% of the country is forested, less than 5% is included in the protected area network. The PAs are small, fragmented, and under severe development pressure. My objective was to prioritize private lands where restoration could be implemented. For this, I combined spatial data on carnivore habitat use, farmers' willingness to engage in conservation stewardship, and project implementation cost. I conducted the study in the buffer of Pench Tiger Reserve located in central India. The dark green area is free of any human activities. Pench is recognized for harboring some of the highest densities of carnivores, supported by a diverse assemblage of prey. It is located right at the center of a landscape comprising 16 protected areas and 35 corridors. While the core area of the reserve is inviolate, the buffer area is a heterogeneous landscape with multi use forests and 55,000 acres of private agricultural land. I first used an occupancy modeling approach to estimate and map the probabilities of habitat use for four carnivores: tigers, leopards, wild dogs, and sloth bears, using camera trap data. These results were used as the ecological data for the prioritization analysis. Next, I used a choice experiment approach to examine the willingness of landowners to enroll in a voluntary incentive based agroforestry program. These probabilities were used as the social cost in the prioritization analysis. I combined this with the annual cost of program implementation, set at $25,000, plus an incentive amount of $900 per acre per year to be paid to farmers. I used a program called Marksan for prioritization. The objective was to minimize the cost and boundary length of the overall prioritized system by ensuring compactness and proximity to existing forests while meeting the conservation targets. For a 10% conservation target and a scenario where I used only the ecological data, the analysis selected areas with the highest habitat use probabilities of the focal species, and it was highly concentrated in specific regions. The scenario which ignores compactness results in a configuration which is the least costly but widely dispersed across the study area. The optimal scenario produced a configuration which balanced species occurrence, landowner willingness, and compactness of the system. The cost of the optimal solution was 14% less expensive than the scenario which used only ecological data. I further categorized the prioritized areas based on their biodiversity value versus socio-economic cost. Implementing agencies can use such a categorization scheme to focus on the most important areas for intervention first. To conclude, several global assessments identify India as a priority landscape for restoration and carnivore conservation. But these studies are based only on global ecological data sets and completely ignore the ground realities of a developing country. Even within India, there are almost no fine scale assessments that integrate biodiversity and socio-economic data. Integrated approaches result in cost effective solutions and an opportunity to triage interventions. With this, I would like to thank all my funding agencies and collaborators in the study. Thank you.